Get RSS feed from iTunes podcast links. I'm using Gnome's Rhythm Box to listen to podcasts. Some podcasts don't provide an RSS feed for downloading the episodes, but only a // link for iTunes. Now I'd like to download them via normal RSS reader /podfetcher. How can I accomplish this?
You should first subscribe to the podcast using iTunes, then open your iTunes library. If you go to your podcast listing in your iTunes library, you will see a list of the podcasts you subscribe to. Right-click on the podcast you want to copy the URL of and select Copy Podcast URL. This will copy the URL to the RSS feed of the podcast into your clipboard. You can then paste that link into whatever other application you are using.
You can use the following small tool I created to do this. iTunes Podcast Link Extractor. Just enter an iTunes podcast URL in the input field. How it works if you prefer to do it manually. Extract the id from the link with a regex or something else. https://itunes.apple.com/podcast/state transofficialpodcast/id260190086. Load this link with the id this URL. Get the feed URL from this JSON file. The enamp entity equals podcast is not necessary, but it may help. Country code may be required outside the US, e.g., and amp, country equals O.
This works also. This URL you can even see the original iTunes feed when you open the generated feed in your browser.
I believe all the existing answers are mistaken. The iTunes protocol is used when a podcast is not listed on iTunes at all. It's used as a shortcut to subscribe a regular RSS feed that isn't on iTunes. It's a way to allow someone to subscribe to iTunes without having the feed listed in the directory. It works simply by replacing the http://protocol prefix of an RSS feed URL with itunes:// so, if you'd like to get the regular RSS feed of a show that's linking to iTunes, just replace the itunes with http. Here's an example. A show I helped produce is called Keith and the Girl. Their RSS feed is this URL, their iTunes link listing is this URL. However, you can subscribe to the RSS feed directly by replacing the http in the RSS feed URL with itunes like so itunes://www.keithandthegirl.com/RSS. Say won't let me make that link clickable, but you get the idea. So, now you see that itunes and http are interchangeable. Whenever you encounter an itunes link, just replace it with http.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.